Hello everyone, thank you for tuning into my channel. This is my weekly Finish It Friday video where I show you my progress on a current UFO that I'm working on. Each week I try to show you a little bit of live action of me working on a project that I have going right now. I've been over the last few weeks working on some string blocks for my Heartstrings quilt. And so you get to see a little bit of this in this video. I am really excited about this project, especially where I am right now, because I'm almost at the point where I can start laying it out. In this video, you're going to see the string blocks here that I'm working on. I'm using a 8.5 by 11 inch sheet that I've cut down to an 8.5 inch square. These are just recycled sheets of copy paper that I have, and I am using those 8.5 inch squares, or actually these are 8-inch squares, as foundations to stitch down some strings. The strings, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm reaching behind me to get the strings. I actually have bags behind me in my sewing room that have my string blocks in them. They are there are lots of different colors of strings, as you can see from this little snippet of the video. But I'm really love just pulling from all of those to get what I need to make my blocks. I'm also going back and forth to the iron because as I pull my strings out, sometimes I need to press them. Actually, most of the time they need a good press. And in this particular video, I'm having some real thread issues. My thread is getting caught and it seems to be wound too tight on the bobbin in some spots. And so every once in a while I have to stop because it's pulling and it's too tight. That last block that you saw, I actually made it really quickly compared to the other ones because I used really wide strips. So the width of my strips determines how fast or slow the block comes together. Usually I don't make them that big. That was just a fluke, but I just went with it. I just let all the strips be big, and so I finished a block really quickly. The other cool thing about these blocks is that although they do come together quickly, they're going to look really nice in the quilt. And there's a huge variety of fabrics. There's novelty fabrics, solids, prints, denim. I think there's a crepe back satin that I use every once in a while as well. So I really enjoy making those string blocks. They are really kind of mindless sewing that's fun to do. Now you're going to see me cutting up the denim squares. I actually needed 38 solid denim squares to get everything that I need. I'm using recycled jeans, and I'm using some denim that I had, like that was given to me. I've made several quilts with denim, and fortunately I haven't had to buy any. It's usually been gifted to me, and I'm able to make good use of it. And the pants that you see in this video, those were also given to me because I told somebody I was looking for some old jeans, and so they gave me some to work with too. And I'm using a variety of colors of denim. I'm using this really light one that you see. I have some medium blues and I have some really dark blues. And right now, all I'm doing is cutting 8-inch squares. I need my squares to be the same size as my half square triangles that I'm making to go along with the with this quilt. Once all the blocks are put together, it's going to be really easy to stitch everything because they're all the same width. So I'm really happy about that. This is going to be a great, fun project and easy. It's going to be easy to sew. And so I'm excited about that too. Now in this part, you can see me, I pulled some denim out, but it's a little bit too thick to cut. So I had to, instead of going 4, I ended up having to use 4 layers. I ended up having to make it 2 layers. And I kind of messed up my rotary cutting blade because I cut over a staple. And at first I was trying to just let it go, but I ended up having to change the blade out. You're going to see that. Well, actually you won't see it because I'm just going back and forth upstairs to go get a new blade. All right, there I am with the new blades. and I just have to replace it because it got some chips in it, I guess, and so it wouldn't cut all the way. But now with the new blade, you can see how much better that goes. And I typically try not to, I'll use my blades until I can't use them anymore, but I really needed to switch that one out. So it turned out pretty good. Again, just using some of that denim fabric to get some nice squares. And what I'm doing here is each time I use a fabric, I have tallies that I write on my sheet. So here I'm pressing, this is a slightly larger piece of denim. I'm just pressing it to get those few little wrinkles out. Thankfully, this one is much lighter than the other one, and it goes together nicely. The timer actually went off while I was working on that particular part, but at this point I only needed 10 blocks. So I'm going to go ahead and finish all these 10 blocks. I just did like an extra 6 minutes or so. It is sped up, so you don't actually see that. But I'm really happy with how this is coming together. I can't wait to be at a point where I can put everything together so that you can actually see how the quilt will look. And I know that some of you are interested in a pattern for this quilt, so I'm working on that as well. If you have any questions about what you've seen in this video, please leave it in the comments below. Thumbs up this video, share it with your friends, and let me know in the comments what you're excited about, what you're looking forward to as far as your quilting and sewing goes. I love to hear what we all are working on. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!